Good evening to you, the good and wonderful people of the tube. I hope you're well today. I hope you're feeling fine and all is well in your world. Strangest intro in the world. But I'm very excited, everybody. I've been very kindly sent this amp from Jet City Amplification, which I like very, 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 very much. It's just rather special. Okay, so yes, everybody. This is a Jet City Custom 5. It's a little 5-watt all-valve amplifier that I absolutely love. It really appeals to me as a little kind of amp because it's voiced incredibly dark. It's a really dark sounding amp, and I love it for that reason. Because, as you all know, although this is going to contradict this in a sec, I am not a treble fan. I don't like kind of bright guitar sounds. I like them to be quite dark, very warm, singy guitar tones. And most of the time with amps, I have to turn the treble down. Not the case with this thing, however. Anyway, yeah, it's a single channel amplifier. You've got a bright switch. You've got a switch that can boost up the low end, and you've got a mid boost. It's basically it's like a three-way switch. So in the middle, it's bypassed. When you shove it to the left, it's a bass boost. When you shove it to the right, it's a mid boost. 3-band EQ, treble, middle, and bass. You got a preamp gain, and you got a master volume. It's 5 watts. I think I've already said that. You have the ability to switch it from 5 watts to 2 watts. If you want. This amp is ridiculously loud for a 5 watt. It's crazy. You've got a single power amp, and I think you've got 3 preamp valves in it. I forget what they are, but I'm sure the specifications are online at Jet City's website. I never missed out the S then. That'd have been great English. So yeah, and it's dead tiny. It's a proper little lunchbox. I wouldn't recommend you put your sandwiches in there though, because you'll have toasties. Which I suppose isn't a bad thing, really, when you think about it. Anyway, yes. Let's get on with it, shall we? Let's get on with the review. I really do love this amp, mate. It's really, really cool. It's a nice little... It's single channel, but it's very, very versatile. It's really, really cool. Okay, so today what I'm going to do is, at the beginning, the intro jam you heard, I thought I'd break down the Hofner. Very thin. It's actually sat down there now. Because this amp, the sound I had at the beginning conjured up that really... Delta blues, well, kind of Delta blues, electric kind of blues, John Lee Hooker style, and I was like, I need the Hofner. So I got the Hofner down, played it, and I was just like, my gravy. And all that was going on there was a little bit of reverb coming from my Zoom pedal, and the big boost sound was my Marshall Governor pedal. That was the big kind of like crazy guitar, distorted, Jack White-esque kind of thing. Other than that, that was it. Nothing else was used. That was the only things used. And I ran the amp with the preamp gain on 6. I had treble and middle cranked to the teeth, so we're both on 9. This amp doesn't go to 10. Both on 9. I had bass all the way off, and I had the master at 6. So again, just to recap, it was preamp at 6, treble and middle were both at 9, bass was all the way off, and master was at 6. Okay, so that was that sound at the beginning, and that was straight in. That was only the Governor, a little bit of reverb from the Zoom, and the Hofner neck pickup. It just had that really cool John Lee Hooker kind of sound, and I just was inspired to do a blues thing. I just loved it. And somebody requested to do some more blues things the other day, so I thought, why not? It sounds right for that. Anyway, jibber-jabbering over. What I thought I would do today, as a bit of a difference, is I'm going to demo this amp with my pedal board to start with. So the first couple of sounds you're going to hear are just going to be with my pedal board, straight into this amp, set very clean and neutral, basically using it as a pedal platform. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then go straight in with a single coil guitar, my White Strat, and a Humbucker guitar. And then after that, I want to run a treble booster into it. And I haven't done this yet because I've been saving it for this video. So without further ado, enough jabbering, let's play. Okay, so at this point in time, I've got the jackhammer on. Let me turn the reverb down. I've got the jackhammer on to boost it, but this is just the Jet City on its own. This is how I've got it set. gorgeous clean tone. So that's just the Jet Steel on its own. I'm going to try and avoid using reverb. The amp doesn't have a reverb, but I will use reverb every now and again. But it sounds really cool kind of without it. It's got a real kind of... And it's just got an awesome sound. Anyway, so now adding the jackhammer on top of that just pushes it a little bit more into the territory I like for my kind of clean tone. So jackhammer engaged gives you this. I mean, that just makes me very, very happy. It just has that thing. Oh my God! I really like this amp. Oh, by the way, I do have, I think, yes, I have the bright switch in at this point in time as well. So I have a bright switch in as well. This is with the bright switch out. And in. Okay, so I'm going to put some distortion on. Let's do some distortion. And one thing I really like about this amp is the EQ is really gradual. Like, for instance, I can actually crank the treble all the way, and still it'll still sound really good. Anyway, enough of that. Getting carried away. Oh my god. It's just immense. It sounds it's a really lovely sound. It's just really, it's very appealing. I mean, that's treble cranked all the way as well. I might actually leave it there. Treble cranked all the way. I don't think I've ever done that ever in my life. What's going on? This is like a Twilight Zone. I'll tell you, this is the Twilight Zone. Dave using a valve amp and treble. Weird. Really weird. But it sounds great. It really... And the reason I can get away with doing the treble... And I've got a bright switch in as well. Good gravy. The Twilight Zone keeps getting deeper and deeper and weird. In a minute, a doppelganger of me will walk in and kill this version of Dave. Because is this the real Dave? Do you think this is the real Dave? It is. It might not be. Yes. Strange. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, the reason that I can do that is because the amp, to me, it's voiced really dark. Say, when you turn all the EQ off, so this is treble, mid and bass, all on 0, the amp's dark. Even with like a jackhammer. You know, it's really muffled, and you can hear how gradual the EQ is, which is really awesome. I love when amps have gradual EQ. I hate it when it's just dead sharp and kicks in straight away. I like it. If the EQ on the amp is dead gradual, it's a lot like the MGs and the CR120. When the EQ is dead gradual, you can really take time to dial in your sound. When it's just kind of like, you know, muffled, bright, too bright, it's not great. But that's what I love about this. Listen to the treble dial. So this is on 0. 3. Halfway. All the way up. Really cool. And the same thing with a mid dial. If I leave the treble at 6 and then start bringing in the mids, you can hear the same thing. You can hear how the frequencies change. If I turn the treble all the way off, it's so gradual, and I love that. I absolutely love that. It really gives you the ability to dial in exactly what you want. And I'm leaving the bass on this amp off all the way because the amp's so dark, it doesn't even need it. It's really strange, but you can kind of get it about 2. It sounds good. get above 2, it starts to kind of flub out a bit. So if I crank it all the way, you can kind of hear there's a lot of low end there. So leaving it all the way off actually, you know, is a really, you know, nice option. It sounds really cool. I've knocked the master. It's got a really nice volume as well, this amp. I mean, it's not... I've got it at about... Well, it's just over 5. It's about 5 1/4. And I could probably talk over it. You should be able to kind of, like, just hear me talking over it. And it sounds really nice. And the really cool thing is, when you knock it down to the 2-watt mode, you can just crank, you just gun it. But I'll do that when I go straight into it. Okay, so... It takes pedals brilliantly. It's a great pedal platform as long as you leave a preamp low and just crank the master. And for home use, it's immense. But you could also use it for live, as this is going to peek the camera out. This is master on 4-way. That's loud enough to gig with, I can tell you. I mean, not massive gigs, but if you're mic'd up with that and a 412, then away you go. You don't need a bigger amp. That is ridiculous. And I'm going through my Marshall JCM B cab today. JCM 900 B cab. I love the sound. It gives me that. I mean, let's say that's just combined with a jackhammer, but I mean that on its own. It just DS2. Very inspiring little amp. Very, very inspiring little amp. I say, twin with your favourite pedals. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. Right, okay, so bang it on standby. Let's unplug the pedal board and let's go straight in. Okay, so pedal board is out the equation now. Oh, by the way, also, I failed to mention, but on the back there is an effects loop, send and return. And there's also outputs for 4, 8, and 16 ohm speaker outputs. So you've basically covered on all bases there, which is really, really cool. Okay, so yeah, now we're straight in. No pedals anymore. And by the way, I was running my Ditto looper, X2, sorry, through the effects loop. I always like running loopers through effects loop. It just sounds cleaner to me. Okay, so back onto on. So at this point in time, so we'll have no reverb from this point on. There'll be no reverb. Okay, so yeah, so that's the setting I have on my pedal board. Very neutral, very, very neutral. Okay, so let's play around. Let's put the mid boost in, turn the bright switch off, put the mids all the way up, put the treble down, and crank the preamp. Okay, so bring the volume in. Let's make sure we're not going to kill anything. It's got a really... It sounds like a fuzz. It sounds like a really old fuzz pedal when you have the preamp gunned. Ah! Filth! Okay, so just to let you know, what's going on there is I've got the preamp gain absolutely flat out on 9. I've got treble all the way off, I've got mids all the way up, bass all the way off, and I've got the master at 5, and we're still on the 5 watt mode. That sounds mega. I'm going to turn the preamp down to 6. Down to 5. It's got that... It reminds me... I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of old Selmer and Supro amps. I remember playing through a Selmer called the Mercury? Mercury something. I forget its name. But it sounded like that when it was gunned. Yeah, it really does. It's got this really 1960s vibe about it. The tone of this amp has got a real... Ah! That's what it sounds... I've just remembered what it sounds like. Very luckily, I got to play through a Les Paul amp. It was from 19-something, 58 I think it was. It was actually kind of called the Les Paul amp. It was this kind of single channel, full vat, very, very smart and very, very kind of like snazzy. I've got a demo on the channel somewhere, including some weird ghostly orb that flies towards me mid-video, which is a bit strange. But anyway, this isn't a paranormal channel. But that's what it sounds like. It sounds like with I'm getting all excited now, can you tell? With a preamp gain at 5, mid boost in, bright switch off, treble at 3, mid all the way up, bass at 2, and the master at 5. That's what it reminds me of. sound even more like it when I plug humbuckers through it in a sec. But yeah, that is mega. That literally, I was like, what does it remind me of? Because it does have that kind of like old 60s kind of Selmer, Supro, like Gibson amp kind of thing. And that's exactly what it is. It sounds exactly like that Les Paul amp. Well, that setting anyway. That's mega. Okay, so this is with the mid boost off now. Put the thing back. The mid boost also jumps the gain up quite substantially. This is without the gain boost. Without the mid boost. This is with. So you can hear it really jumps up the gain. Whoa, it's making me heavy-handed. I'm going to stop. Sorry, everyone. But I'm going to stick to one sound if I don't. Okay, so this is the switch all the way to the left. The mode's called low fat. It basically just boosts up the low end. So I'm going to turn the bass off because we're not going to need that if we do this. Okay, so in the middle, this is just on it without it. This is with it. Again, there's a gain boost, but there's also a bottom, kind of like bottom end boost, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm not really, you know, it's a bit too flubby for me. You know, you can hear it kind of flubs out a bit. I'd rather just use the bass dial on about 2. Oh, I love that sound. I'm going to gun the preamp. It's just got the right sound for that kind of thing. Even more so when I plug humbuckers through it, probably. Okay, so, is there anything else I have failed to mention at this point in time? No, I haven't. I don't think so. There probably is, but I don't know. I'm getting all excited. My head's a bit all over the place. Because I love the sound. It's just massive. It's an old sounding amp. And that makes me very happy because I don't really like modern sounding amps. Let's go, man. So this is everything: gain, treble, middle, bass, flat out. I'll tell you what. Let's go to the 2-watt mode. So this is 2-watt mode now, substantially lower, and just flat the amp out because we can, and not die from volume exposure. Is that a thing? Probably. Okay, so this is everything on 9. Whoa! It's peeking the camera out. Let me just turn the gain down on the camera. What are you doing? face off. Okay, that was loud. That, I mean, even on the 2-watt mode with everything cranked, that was loud. I mean, I had to turn the camera down, otherwise it was just peaking out constantly. But what a sound! It's such an awesome sound, and it's not a sound I would usually go for, but it's definitely a sound I love. If you know what I mean. It's got some more sharp edges than I would kind of normally go for, but I still love it, and it brings back a lot of memories of certain amps which I used to love. So, well, still do love. Sorry. But yeah, that's a beast. But that's the 2-watt mode. That's the master all the way up. And I can probably talk over it. Maybe, I don't know if you'll be able to hear that, but it's loud. It's loud. It's mega. But the 2-watt mode goes stupidly quiet. That is ridiculous. All the way, that's pretty much all the way up. I don't know if you've been able to hear that, but there is still tone coming through and it's exactly the same sound. I love it. I love the sound of this. Okay, so I'm going to switch over now to a humbucker guitar. So, put it back onto the 5-watt mode. Actually, no, I'm going to leave it on 2-watt, actually. I'm going to leave it on the 2-watt mode. Same setting. Let's have a listen with humbuckers and see what we can do with that. Okay. Are you going to be in tune, Mr. Guitar? Okay. Let's put the bright switch in. Oh my gravy! Oh my god! Oh, I've killed these strings. It just makes me want to do that Paul Kossoff, Danny Kerwin kind of a that is just incredibly hard to do and no one can do it but them. Oh my god. It just sat. Everything just sounds good. Everything just sounds good. Humbuckers, single coils, pedals, old hollow bodies with really boomy pickups. This is mega. That's the bright switch in. I'm going to put the mid boost in as well with the humbuckers. Let's see what that does. not worthy. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. Thanks, Jet City, for the gift. I'm joking. I'm joking, of course. But seriously. Anyway. Calm down. Breathe. A lay down in a dark room is definitely required after this amplifier, I tell you that. Okay, so, treble booster time. Let's put a treble booster into it, go back to the Strat. Stand by. Let's go back to the Strat, plug a treble booster in it, and let's see what it does with a treble booster, because I'm really curious. This is the only thing I haven't tried with this amp yet, and I really want to. As soon as I got it, I wanted to try a treble booster in it, and I haven't done it yet, because I thought I'll save it for the video, and we'll see what happens together. It could be really good, it could be really bad. We just don't know. So, unplug Mr. Revelation, let's go back to Mr. White, and let's see what happens, shall we? Okie dokie, so I think I'm going to stick to the 2 watt mode. I'm really liking the 2 watt mode at this point in time. Okay, so, what have we got so far? Okay, that's a bit bright. That's without the treble booster. That's the mid booster. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the mid booster off so it's lower gain. I'm going to turn the bright switch out as well. The bright switch has been in for ever, I think. Yeah, so preamp gain is all the way up, treble's on 3, middle's all the way up, bass is all the way off, and I've got the master volume set at 7. And that gives you this. Okay, so let's kick in the treble booster. Okay. I'm going to put the mid boost back in. Now it's not. playing around. I hope you don't mind. Oh! That's boomy. That's really boomy. Anyway, I think that's enough. Yeah, I think that's enough. The Jet City Custom 5, everybody. 5 watt, all valve amplifier, or tube amplifier, depending on where you live in the world, everybody. Stand by it, Dave. Put it on standby. I can't play any. I don't think I can play any more on this amp. I think I need to go lie down. My brain, my poor brain. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's a great little amp. It takes pedals well. It sounds great plugged straight in. It sounds mega with a treble booster. Humbuckers, single coils, bright switch, treble, EQ, perfect. It's a bit Twilight Zoney for me because I have to use treble and a bright switch. But strange as may it be, that is awesome. Jet City, everybody. Jet City Amplifications, Custom 5. I can't thank them enough for sending me this to play with and to demo. I've loved every second with this amp. It's really cool. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I definitely need to go lie down now. Eat a Pringle sandwich. Or something. I don't know. My brain, my poor brain just can't take it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I will see you again on Q&A Wednesday. Breathe, Dave. Thanks very much. Goodbye now. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. My God. I'm going. I'm tired. I can't do this anymore. Goodbye.